I've been getting a lot of questions about what I used to warm up, and tonight I wanted to go over it. As you've seen my other videos out here at the range, I use the super bendy club called the Lag Shot. And I want to make this video to show you guys why I love this club and the things that it helps you with. Just give you a quick little video of why I think everyone should have something like this in their bag. They have a 7-iron, a wedge, and a driver. Men's and women's, they have XL length, kids versions as well, but essentially it is a super bendy club like this, right? It's definitely a little bit heavier than your normal club, and it's got a club head on the end. And, you know, if you've seen other training aids out there, the Orange Whip, for example, you know, it's very bendy, but what I like about this better than that is you can actually hit golf balls with this, and it gives you the instant feedback in terms of what you're doing wrong in your golf swing. First thing I like to do with this is, since it is a little bit heavier than your normal club, I just like kind of warming up with it, doing a couple swings, loosening up that back. It really just kind of helps with that. So just kind of helps you flow through it as well. We're going to start with the 7-iron here. Super easy swings. It's definitely a bit of a learning curve to, you know, hit this club. One of the things that I've seen a lot of success with in terms of hitting this club well is only swinging it about 80%. So the main thing that the Lag Shot helps you with is tempo. Tempo is honestly the heartbeat of the golf swing. It's the first thing that I check when something goes wrong in my swing, and it's something I tell my students to check all the time. You got to have a smooth tempo. What this does, it almost forces you to have a smooth tempo. When you take it to the top of your swing, you'll feel it flex here, and as it comes through, it'll kind of lag behind, hence the name, and shoot on through. Now, if you can feel a super smooth swing like this, you can honestly start to feel how the golf club is supposed to react when you transition into a normal swing. What happens to a lot of people when they first take the Lag Shot here, and I'll show you, is it'll kind of shoot off to the right. Something like that. Bit of an exaggeration there. What happens is, since this is lagging so far behind, that club face is going to be open, and if we aren't sequencing everything up perfectly, it's going to give us that instant feedback and shoot off to the right. So what we're going to focus on is keeping that club face square this whole time, and as we're turning through, feeling more turn behind us this way, feeling our butt push back, and as we're doing that, this club is now going to whip on through and hopefully stay square. If we get a little slidey, since it has the extra flex like this, it's going to give that instant feedback and shoot off to the right. So let's see if we can square one up here. See right there? Perfect example of why this is a tempo aid. I got super quick, we rushed that transition. Now this thing whips down, leaves the face open, and we see what happens. The ball shoots off to the right. With a normal club, you really wouldn't be able to feel it in your hands, because when this thing's super flexible, you actually feel it's stuck behind here, and it's going to shoot off to the right. Let's get a couple more good ones here, and I'll show you the difference it makes when we transition to a normal swing. So that was a perfect one. Pretty good. Set this right here. We're gonna grab our normal 7-iron now. Now, the first thing that I feel when I transition back to my normal club after hitting the Lag Shot is the club feels stiff as a board, which makes sense, right? We went from something super bendy to a steel shaft. The other thing is it's much lighter than the Lag Shot. So what our goal here is to focus on the same exact things we were focusing with the Lag Shot. Super good tempo, the same we were feeling with that, and now we just have our normal club in our hand, and everything that we felt with that is going to transition into our normal club. If we're able to square it up with the Lag Shot, once you get your normal club in your hand, it's honestly money. What I find is if I start spraying it with my normal clubs, I'll go back to the Lag Shot, hit a couple there, make sure I can hit it square with the Lag Shot, then transition back to my 7-iron here, focus on good, smooth tempo, and it seems to figure itself out. See? I mean, now it's just really pure there. It's pretty amazing just because the Lag Shot shows you what it allows you to feel what the club is supposed to do during the swing, whereas the normal club obviously doesn't have that flexibility. So you have the 7-iron here. Lag shot also has, what I love this, is a 54-degree wedge. Same premise as the 7-iron. You have bendy shaft here like this, but all it is a 54-degree. So same thing. Tempo is just as important in the short game as it is in the long game. It's pretty good. It sprayed a little bit off to the right, but I love using this, honestly, chipping around the green. So we're just hitting some shots here, some chips. Getting it to square up, chipping with the lag shot, it's fairly difficult. But if you're able to get a good tempo, not rush that transition, a lot of people skull chips, blade chips, chunk chips, all the bad things because they're rushing. This teaches you to slow it down. Something along those lines there. Nowhere else where I've seen a wedge that has this type of feedback. And then we transition into our normal wedge, right? Same thing. It's gonna feel lighter, it's gonna feel stiffer, but it's gonna allow us to feel that flow, which is super important around the greens. Really nice. But now onto the coolest thing I think is their driver, lag shot driver. So same thing. Got a normal driver head here, 10.5-degree head, very bendy shaft here, but it's a driver. Now, long drive guys use this, and if you use this correctly, you're gonna learn how to hit the ball more consistently and definitely gain some distance. So same thing as the 7-iron, right? We are focusing on tempo and making sure we're timing everything up correctly, not rushing the top point to the ball, keeping it nice and smooth, flowing it through about 80%. Now let's hit some shots with the lag shot driver. It's definitely a little bit harder to square up. What we're focusing on is that tempo. And don't think that since this is just a training aid that you can't get this thing out there. I mean, you can pound this thing. It's not gonna go quite as far as your normal driver, but you can still smoke it. That one was pretty good. Got a little out ahead of it, and I was a little out ahead. This club bent back like this, it shot off to the right. Let's get a couple more good ones here. It's a pretty good one. So, just like we did with the irons, the driver especially is much heavier than your actual driver. So we're gonna grab our actual driver now, set it down, focusing on tempo, and feeling that club just flow on through. So as you can tell, I mean, transitioning from this to my actual driver, it's pretty cool to be able to feel the club work and then go into the actual club that you're using. I personally love these aids, and I think that it'll benefit a lot of you out there. If you want to go check these out, I do have a discount link in the description. I believe it's 15 or 20% off, so make sure to go check it out. They sell the clubs individually, or they do a triple threat set where you get all three of these clubs. So make sure to go check them out. I wanted to make a quick video on them because I had some people ask some questions about it, but hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys out here at the night range pretty soon.